Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Doak Propane. Doak Propane, located in Polk County, Missouri. For all your Polk County or all your propane needs, see the folks at Doak. Please be joined now by a friend of the show, Hannibal head football coach Jeff Gschwender. Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Coach, first off, let's go back a little bit to last week, a 41-12 win over West Plains. Tell us about that game.
West Plains good football team. They come out physical. They're big up front, aggressive linebackers. And offensively they have some really good receivers and good running back, good quarterback who can throw the ball quite a bit. Um, but our kids came out and did a great job. As far as executing all the stuff that we worked on all week. Offensively, you know, they showed us a couple different things early on, so it took us a little bit to get some adjustments going. But then our kids did a great job of taking those adjustments, executing them, and just played a good, clean, physical game. It was a good game all around, both sides. And I was just real happy with our kids' work they put in the execution Friday night.
Any young men in particular stand out for you guys?
Oh, I mean, we have quite a few guys that had good games. Especially on the defensive side. Our defensive line, three guys or Trey Hoskins, Aiden Scott. Those guys did a great job of just getting pressure on the quarterback all night, making him uncomfortable. Made him make some decisions before he wanted to. And that always helps against a team that's got a strong passing attack. And then obviously our linebackers and safeties, just tackling well, coming in, safeties stepping in the box and playing the run game, linebackers making good reads like they've done all year and really focused on the tackling and making sure that we're making those first contact tackles. So I was real proud of the defensive side of the ball, just how aggressive we were and taking the right angles, getting our eyes in the right spot.
Yeah, coming out of that contest relatively healthy.
Yeah, pretty much. Just bumps and bruises, little rolled ankle with one of our linebackers, but it's nothing serious as far as any serious injuries that puts anybody out. So we should be pretty good and healthy coming in.
What's the community think? I mean, you get to practice on Thanksgiving, and that's always a great thing when you're a high school football coach. You may miss some of the festivities, but what's it like getting to? And you've been here before. What's it like getting to practice over the holidays?
It's fun. The kids just have a little bit different excitement in them. It's not obviously it's a little bit different on routine, and I really like routine, but the kids really just buy into this stuff. There's not very many football players practicing on Thanksgiving. So, they just take a hold of that. They come out and have fun. There's a little bit more excitement in the locker room and on the field. So you just got to make sure that you're reining everything in and executing everything right and getting the work done that needs to be done. But, you don't want to keep them out here for a long amount of time. You want to get your work done and let them get home to their families and get have their Thanksgiving holiday. But it's fun. There's just a little bit more excitement coming into practice over Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, and again, we're visiting with Hannibal Pirates head football coach Jeff Gschwender. They've got South Mary South Side, and you're playing there in the St. Louis area. What do you know about St. Mary's?
They're extremely athletic. They got some big guys up front. They're pretty young up front, but they got some guys that can flat get after it. They have a running back that is very special. I mean, he can pretty much do it all as far as power run game, speed on the outside, break tackles, make moves in the open field. I mean, he's the real deal for sure. So it's going to be a big test for us, especially our run defense. And they're not afraid to throw the ball. They got some speedy receivers that can make plays, and they got a quarterback that can probably throw the ball 70 yards. I mean, he can sling it. So we just have to do a good job of keeping everything contained, making sure that we're again being sure tacklers in the open field. And then defensively, they're fast and aggressive. They're athletic up front. They work on penetration on the defensive line. So we just, up front, we got to make sure that our weight's over our hips and our heads up, and we're playing with good hands. So and they got a linebacker that's a special player too. He does a good job of reading offensive lines, and he's a sure tackler. So it's going to be a good test for us. Kids are excited. We played a couple teams that's had some good speed and good athletic defensive linemen, and our kids are excited for the challenge.
That was kind of my next question. I was just going to ask: is there a team, on your schedule that you played this year that you kind of compare to St. Mary's?
As far as the way they do things, really the last couple teams that we've played, have a pretty strong running game, but are not afraid to throw the ball, 20, 25 times a game. So, and that's kind of how St. Mary is. As far as athleticism, we've seen a couple good receivers from Fort Zumwalt West, and West Plains had a good all-state receiver. Now, as far as running backs, this is probably going to be one of the more talented running backs we've seen this year. So, but as far as the other ones, we've seen a couple things scattered out, maybe not all on the same team. So that just poses a whole another deal, in which we expect that this time of year. So, like I said, kids are excited for the challenge. They're making sure that angles are right and the eyes are in the right spot, and we're taking the right angles, being good tacklers and good blockers.
Coach, was there? I've just visited here with earlier today with Platte County head football coach Bill Oots, and they moved their game with Pattonville to Friday. Was there ever any thought of moving that with the weather that's coming in?
There was a little bit of thought, but we think that it's going to be okay as far as going ahead and playing it on schedule. We're expecting some rain. We played last week in the cold rain. But as far as snow and all that, it's going to be a nice challenge for everybody. But we just, I mean, there was just some brief mention of it, but wasn't a whole lot of thought put into it. We're just going to keep it as be.
Coach, and it's Thanksgiving week here, and it's always good to be talking football on Thanksgiving week. But as you reflect on with this holiday season, can you point at two or three things that you're specifically just thankful for, maybe this year, maybe in your life?
First thing, obviously, I'm thankful for my family. They're extremely supportive. I know my wife goes through a lot during football season, and especially with having three kids, two young daughters, and I got a high school boy. But really thankful to my family, my wife, my kids. Just for the support they have, the excitement they have with what we do. I'm thankful for the community and really our kids and coaches on the football team. We've dealt with some adversity this year, and our kids have kept their eye on the target and knew what needed to be done throughout the season. And same with the coaches. Stayed grounded and made sure that we got the work done it needed to be. And I'm really thankful for the time that our players and players' family put in to have a good, successful season, in our coaches and coaches' families.
Coach, do you have and I talked with every coach I've talked to today. I've asked what are your cooking responsibilities on Thanksgiving, and most of them said, well, I've kind of gotten out of that, going making this run, kind of gotten out that. Do you have any cooking responsibilities, and have you gotten out any?
Well, whenever when my wife's brother and his family comes over, my wife and I are pretty much cooking everything. She usually does the side stuff. I'll do the turkey, and then when we go to my family down at my mom's, neither one of us cook anything. My mom does it all. So
very good. And along that, if I'm following you through the buffet line, what are you saving room on your plate for? What's the one side dish that you're not going to pass up.
Noodles, homemade noodles. My mom makes homemade noodles every year, and they're the star of the show.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. You've always been a friend of the show, and go out and win Saturday, and we'll do this all over again next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. I appreciate you having me.
You bet. Jeff Gschwender, head football coach for the Hannibal Pirates here on the Missouri Sports Network, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.